and then di scan di a bua di re a gone selo, you know. Re tlhole for ba re ke prolactinoma. So ka mokgwa ba e tlhalositseng ka gona prolactinoma e ntse ba re possible actually prolactinoma gore ke tla leka go itlhalosa ka mokgwa ke
Yes,
ka
of
gona
course,
akere.
yes.
Ke gore letswele le producer matutu
Okay.
akere, but because a se kimena sa nka ka nyantšha
Mm.
a gone mo tlhoko e ka ntšhang matutu a le gona, so letswele le a tlalellana
Okay.
akere, le tlalela ka a ke tsebe gore ke tla re ke fluid madi goba ke ona matutu goba ke eng, right? So ba tla leka gore ba stope that production, and then ge e le gore go ne le anything a building up ba leke gore ba ithube. And mo di buileng gona they came back a little bit nasty, ne? And you tested positive for carcinoma. And I was like, carcinoma again, you know? It went so cold in between because I could feel him draw back tears, you know, like, and it's almost like he was swallowing pain that just went down, you know. And I was like, carcinoma again. And he says, well, ke cancer. I said, okay, so what does this mean? You know? So I think, so, ka ba tjhaela ditaba. And I guess as motswadi, you cannot cry in front of your child, right? I could feel that there is go rorela dikeledi morago, you know, like drawing back their tears and holding their pain. But the first thing my dad said was, ba mpitsa Nono ko gae, ne, or the Machuene or Catherine, whichever. So he says, no. Science has improved, you know, and so his medicine, it has progressed. So I don't think gore we should be scared that anything. Let's see best ways we can mitigate around it. But the good part is that we know. And it confirmed the conversation that I was also having with myself. Ya gore, thank you, God, for revealing this. It's not a nice thing, of course. So at the time when this was told, I revealed le mathomo ne ba rile ke stage 1. Ne? Yeah, invasive ductal carcinoma. Meaning gore kankere e e golela ka re ga di-pipe tša tshwanetse di dire matutu. Akere? Okay. So I think ba rile ke stage 1, grade 3, yeah, invasive ductal carcinoma. So Kamasa, that's when I started letting my close friends know, and my friends were scattered.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Palabra Podcast Corner. My name is Nyeko Mawaso, and I'm happy to be here. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the comment section. Engage us, and let's talk. You know, we love reading your comments, and we love knowing that you are watching us. Thank you for the support. Please keep on watching our podcasts and tell your friends to tell their friends about it. It's very important. I'm happy. We are doing this today. We are sitting at Safapane Lodge. It's such a beautiful scenery. We always love working from here. It's very nice and quiet. And our guests love sitting with us here. I am sitting with a special someone. We are celebrating Women's Month. So it's very important to acknowledge our women, our mothers, our sisters. They are very important in our life. And that's why we decided like it's important that we mention it, that we are celebrating them. I am sitting here with someone who's conquering life, who's been through a lot, but through the grace of God, they are conquering. They're here to share the story with us, to learn something from them, and grow. It's very important. Please help me welcome my sister, Machuene Sejeng. Did I pronounce it right?
You did, Nico. You did.
Thank you so
You had
much.
practice.
You don't know how long I've been thinking about it. I wanted to make sure I say it right.
You did.
Welcome to Palabra Podcast Corner.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as well.
We are so happy.
Yeah, I actually didn't even think of it like that. Like it's a Women's Month, kind of like commemoration and campaign, and this would also aid other females. I didn't think of that. Yeah, it's so funny that just life
Is
gets
it?
by, but I didn't think of it like that. Yeah,
So you see, we do think about women.
you do. You do.
Here at Palabra Podcast Corner,
Yeah.
we believe that women are important.
Yeah, and I guess and other men as well, right?
Of course, I'm not the only one. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm just one of those that are representing the good
Yeah.
ones. We are
Okay.
still there.
Are you invited to men's conference next
Of
year?
course,
Okay.
I make sure I do not miss it. I make sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, look, my sister,
Mm.
kama bomu nje.
Mhm.
I just want you to tell us about yourself.
Okay.
Where are you born?
Yeah.
What are you about?
Oh my gosh, I don't know how to describe what I'm about, but I can tell you where I'm born. So I can speak Caspedia,
Yeah, of
right?
course, you're
Okay,
welcome. Yeah.
fine. So ke belegetswe ko Polokwane, TEF Toronto to be specific, and ka golela Polokwane throughout. My mom, Boma Batamulage, and my dad is from Machuene. I've got an elder sister. She's about 13 years older than I am. And I could say, really, I've been raised by different families because of the nomadic lifestyle that my parents had. We moved around quite a lot, you know. So, gohle le gohle mo ke gotjeng gona, there is like, family here and there. Yeah. So, born and bred in Polokwane, both parents went to preschool there, all the way to high school up until I went to university in both Pretoria and Johannesburg. Started working that side, and then later on moved to Palawora.
You've got a very interesting story to tell. Let's now move to, intentionally I didn't say it when we were beginning.
Yeah.
About the actual reason you're here with us.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe before we go there. Palabra Podcast Corner, we believe in celebrating people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they do. Even if you're a street vendor, if we believe you're doing it right, we want to sit down with you and celebrate you and appreciate you.
Yeah.
And you can also, advise others who are looking up to you.
Yeah.
So you're one of the people that we've identified that, listen, I think it would be great to sit down with someone like you because of what you've been through. So we can celebrate you.
Yeah.
And also so that you can, help fellow sisters.
Yeah.
Even brothers, of course.
Yeah.
Because we believe you are a pool of knowledge.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, we understand that you've went through, cancer, breast cancer. You'll forgive me, but as a man, to talk about breast cancer with a woman, give you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I believe we'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you.
Yeah,
you are
we'll be
fine.
fine. We'll be
Yeah.
fine. Can you maybe take us through the beginning, the very, very first time you hear about this
Yeah.
monster on your body?
So, I think God prepares you for conversations and scenarios and situations that are probably going to come up in life, right? Of course, I didn't really see myself, ke re nnete fela, I've got breast cancer. So this happens after like a trial and series of consultations between my GP, radiologist, and all of that. So when it started off, really the symptoms that I had, nje se di symptoms je re botjwang ka tsona mehleng. And I think that is where um it's a scary part, but also I just want other people to also understand it's important knowing your body and listening to your body. Because with me, it started off with fatigue. Like that was it. And I thought, nhlangwe because ke busy mmerekong, ke a bala sekolong, you know, ke dira here and there, ke leka lebele and stuff like that. Maybe my body has just taken too much. O kile wa bona? And it's ke go ya ngakeng and just saying to the doctor, you know, I'm just tired. Mara go ne le pain-nyana, so ka re ke setlhabi, you know, very faint mo ka mo thoko ga letswele, just almost o ka re ya lekgwafeng. But e tla e tsamaya, you know, it's not, I tlhabe ka mogo, but it's there, you know. And this happens at the end of a consultation, and then mind you, ne ke etse go no re ke lapile nko mfe majaji. O kile wa bona? And he says to me, no, because ore jwale, e re ke kwe pele le nna, ke kwe gore what might be happening. There was nothing really, you know, but ha thoma tshwara, you know, there's a discomfort ya gore ntlhangwe a ka ba e ya paining ela, or, you know. Then he says, you know what, because nna a ke kwe selo, and le metšhini ya ka nka se e bone, e ka se bone. E re ke go ishe for di-scans, you know, o etsa nini, and then re dire di-scans, and then ntlhangwe ke tsone tla ntlhalosetsang gore go nnileng, if there is something. Okay, no problem. But molapo o is still there, right? I go for di-scan tša mathomo, and then di-scan di a bua di re a gone selo, you know. Re tlhole for ba re ke prolactinoma. So ka mokgwa o ba e tlhalositseng ka gona prolactinoma e, ntse ba re possible actually prolactinoma, ke gore ke tla leka go e tlhalosa ka mokgwa ke kwešišang ka gona akere.
Yes.
Ke gore letswele le producer madutu,
Okay.
akere, but because a se kimena sa nka ka nyantšha, a gone mo tlhoko e ka ntšhang madutu a le gona. So letswele le a tlalellana,
Okay.
akere, le tlalela ka, a ke tsebe gore ke tla re ke fluid madi goba ke ona matutu goba ke eng, right? So ba tla leka gore ba stope that production, and then ge e le gore go ne le anything a building up, ba leke gore ba ithube,
Okay.
you know. Okay, great. So, I mean, ke pain ya botlhoko. From what I've understood from people that have, from my doctor as well, is ke re mosadi wa nyantšhang a šetše a nyokolosiša ngwana letswele and matswele a tlalellana. It is so painful. It is very painful. So yeah. So we started, so the recommendation was to just go on a trial of antibiotics. And we did that. Really, we did that. This is November 2022, right?
Okay.
So we did that. So now I'm tired, and everything that I've planned for December really just comes to a pause because I'm no longer even interested in doing. Like, I'm so tired, Nico, I can't even drive to Zanin. That's just how extremely tired I am. And I'm one person who could do a Palabra work easily, you know, and return. Okay, nako e se pele re fetše the first trial ya di-antibiotics, re tsene go tše dingwe. In between that, we also going for scans. Go tlhola gore na ke eng. The pain then e fase, and letswele be le thoma go ruruga, o ba o fitlhela be le thoma go photlhela, you know. And then ge be le photlhela now, my doctor's thinking gore no, things are fine, you know, go ba pete re fitlha mo be re nyakang go ya gona. Come January, ge le photlhela, le photlhele e le gore now le thoma go tswa madi mo tlhokong. So I'm assuming ka go ya ka bona, then it was gore ntho e be re nyakang, fluid e be re nyakang gore e tswe ya tswa,
Okay.
you know. So ba re no, le ge e le gore ya tswa, a re for the scan still re bone gore go ka ba go leng, because I've got quite large dense breasts, you know. So we went for scans again, and then re re ya for the scan. This is now Feb, I think. The same radiologist. A re monna re, you know, I think ba mfile like, you know, a ke tsebe gore ke tla re ke di-trainee or go le sekolo go fetša, like you're in service or something
The
like
intern.
that. Yes, intern. So the lady then comes through, and as she's doing my scans, she's like, she gasps and she goes, oh, there's a suspicion, you know? And you know, at that time when they say a suspicion, you're like, what? This is my body. What are you talking about? You know? And she's like, no, don't worry.
Clearly she was an intern.
Like, no, don't worry. I'm just gonna go call the doctor, but there is definitely a suspicion, you know? So
very
now,
insensitive.
I'm like, what is going on? You know? And you know, they're busy, they're clicking there, like like, you know, where this thing is at. And I'm like, okay, but now like in bed, I'm shaking with fear. So I can hear and try and understand, but I mean, you know, okay. Then ilore the doctor at that time nano re for the scan for a sonar and a mammogram. Ne. So then the radiologist started ko dira a sonar mammogram, but because of the suspicion ko dira biopsy. Ne. So these are you also learning new terms along the way, because I think for some reason doctors expect you to just know re ba re bolela, you know, this and that when o tla
Biopsy.
tseba gore ke eng o kile wa bona. Okay, then when tlhalosetsa gore no ro tšea a sample from your breast, so re tlo tlhaba, and then ra goga namanyana from mo re bonang suspicion e gona, and then re tlo isha to the lab. So I guess because I was also open to conversation as well, and I asked, you know, I was persistent in asking gore, so ikabe e leng. So eventually ntate wa batho ba re, you know what, this ka mokgo ke bonang ka ona ikabe e le kankere, e le cancer, but I just cannot say to you what type.
This is when?
This is now in February
2020?
2023.
Okay.
So you see that I just cannot tell you what type, because ke tlo tlhoka di-samples tse di to the lab, and then re di wa from the lab ke gona re tla ka ra tseba gore what do we do from there, you know, like, okay, great. I left there, you know, when you drive and like leloto la thuthumela, like
You went there alone?
I went there alone. I went there alone. Most of my trips from this side I was doing alone, you know, and simply because everything was so abrupt, you know, because it's a consultation now, and it's nothing to say no, a re tlhole beke e tlang ka tšatši le le so, o tla tla o eya, you know. So you go to the doctor for a checkup now, and it's kitimagane jwale go ne le nako, and then o boe o mpotse gore e ka ba e leng, you know. So I went there, and then I came back, and I remember the day I came back, tšatši la di biopsy. I had just taken my breast out. That's how painful it was, because for it to be in a bra, it was, you know, and no one ma traffic mo crossing ya Sloane, the T junction ya mo Sloane. And I was like, whatever they see, right now,
You're
you
in
know,
pain.
I'm in so much pain. Then I came back, bjale ko go leta dipoelo. So in between then, you know, obviously one is having conversations with themselves and conversations with God, you know, and I mean, it brings to the answer, yeah, how did I really feel about it? So I think there are scenes and things that will prepare you for what is coming mo bophelong ba gago, you know. So I went on a fast, and as I went on that fast, scripture came from Philippians, I think 4 verses 5, you know, ya gore speaks more about calming my mind, you know, all of the storm. And scripture from Jeremiah, I think it's 29, I will heal you and I will restore you. And it had been so long since I fasted. I think the last time I'd fasted was probably in high school, you know. And I thought, okay, I don't know what is coming, but I will take it, you know. Fast forward, that is February, and I'm continuing with marathons and stuff. So I had started working out with the guys by Kululekani, Skontiri Gang. I don't know if you guys know them, but yes. So I was working out Libona, And in between that, we're doing marathons and exercises and all of that, right? Body fitness. Then I bump into my doctor go marathoning, and he says to me, I think it's Happy Marathon go Tzaneen, and he says to me, my office has been looking for you. And I'm like, looking for me? Almost 3 weeks. No, I think it was a Saturday. He's like, Monday. Okay, fine. Monday, miracle. I was doing valuations at the time. I had a valuator. So ke mo letile because gantši like iba maeto a matelele for bona gore ba fitlhe thoko le. I did that, and after the session, ka kitimela ngakeng. Okay, she mohlang ka modimo ra dula, and he says, you know what, the results di buile, and mo di buileng gona they came back a little bit nasty, ne? And you tested positive for carcinoma. And I was like, carcinoma again, you know? It went so cold in between because I could feel him draw back tears, like, and it's almost like he was swallowing pain that just went down, And I was like, carcinoma again. And he says, well, cancer. I said, okay, so what does this mean? So I think, I don't know what your first thought of cancer was when you hear of it, but like, in the movies when they say you've got cancer, you just think I've got 4 months to live. So I thought, okay, what does this mean? What do I do now? And he says, well, there's 2 ways we can go about it. It's either I can assign you to a surgeon or to an oncologist. A surgeon ke o e leng gore o tlo attend to operating where the cancer is at, and then the oncologist ke ena a tla a treatang, and then ke ena re fang le plan ya leeto le gore re sepela jwang go ya pele. And I was like, okay, I can't say I can think right now, but whatever decision that you're making, let's take it. He says, I think oncologist is the best route. I was like, okay, oncologist digging. Oncologist kwala fang cancer. I was like, okay, ulukile. Ke monaneng. And he's like, well, a re mo founela gane jwale. Ra mo founela nnete fela le ena araba a re a tle beke tla. As I said, most of the trips I was doing alone, e be se ya gore nkare ke bitša mang e tla, So after that session, he says to me, but I need you to quickly run go Tzaneen again, o dire di-scans, ke kgone go bona gore na a se fetele go gongwe na mo mmeleng. So you get what I mean? There's no time to say, let me call Nico. Ke ko re Nico kae, nkhape re kae. You get what I mean? So as I leave, I bump into a family friend of mine who's become, like family. He was doing business this side, and ke wetse matsogong a gagwe, and I was just in so much trauma, but trying to compose it all. And eventually I tell him, re bitsana motswala, and I said, motswala, this is what they said, and I just got the news now. And he had just lost his mother-in-law due to breast cancer. I think maybe that January or a few months before that. I could be wrong, the timing. So you can imagine it's quite heavy because he too just experienced it from a close range. So ke go kitimela Tzaneen, go dira di-scans
with him.
So we're driving. He's driving out to Joburg. So re shalane morago re kgaogana mo four-way yena tswela pele ka leeto nna ke tsenela sepetlele. And I do the scans, and then as I do the scans, now I'm introduced to these big machines, like, and you scanning and you drinking something called a contrast. Kare ke orange juice na sone ka re mmeleke bara orange juice na. It highlights areas in your body where there could be traces of it. So within the machine, the MRI machine, it can pick up gore eng ke eng, Okay. So I go in, I do the scans. And as I finish, I mean, I just thought I can't drive back to Palaboro. I need to shoot straight and let the parents know. So on my way, I was just like, thank God for revealing this. You know,
Are you still in pain at that time?
I'm still in pain, but it's manageable kind of pain. I'm like, thank God for revealing this, you know. But now, um, I just need to know, how do I tell my parents, because I don't think go na le motswadi a ka nyakang go bona ngwana a ga lwala like that. So I was more worried about them
Than yourself.
than myself. Really, I was, you know. And I know it sounds like, but why? But I genuinely was more worried about delivering the news. How would they feel about everything? So it was really more meditating and thinking about that on my way back home, you know. Awa, ka phona. In fact, I called my best friend's wife, and because I couldn't call him, because I figured if I called him, we were just gonna cry on the phone, and that's not what I need right now. I need calmness, you know. So I told her so she can break the news to him, you know. And then I called my mom, ka re ke tseleng ke tla gae. You know, and she says, "Ga re ga beke." That's like, and you know, why now? Or drug guy. I was like, no, Gitla, just now. She's like, okay, fine, that's fine. Kafika. And then I walk Chana, and then Kabachala Dita. I think
It's just the three of you.
it's just my mom, my dad, and I, my nephews. Well, we live with my two nephews, my sister's children. Yes. I get nephews, I make them sound young. They're not that young. The one is 27 and the other 17. Yeah. So so ka ba tjhaela ditaba. And I guess as motswadi, you cannot cry in front of your child, right? I could feel that there is go rorela dikeledi morago, you know, like drawing back their tears and holding their pain. But the first thing my dad said was, ba mpitsa Nono ko gae, ne, or the 20 or Catherine, whichever. So he says, no. Science has improved, you know, and so his medicine, it has progressed. So I don't think gore we should be scared that anything. Let's see best ways we can mitigate around it. But the good part is that we know. And it confirmed the conversation that I was also having with myself. Ya gore, thank you, God, for revealing this. It's not a nice thing, of course. So at the time when this was told, I revealed le mathomo ne ba re le ke stage 1. Ne, yeah, invasive ductal carcinoma, meaning gore kankere e e golela ka re ga di-pipe tsa tshwanetse di dire matutu. Okay. So I think Barilike is stage 1, grade 3, yeah, invasive ductal carcinoma. So Kamasa, that's when I started letting my close friends know, and my friends were scattered. Omungo dula, you know, well, two, but dula Moshe and all, but they're my voice of reason. Ukilo wa bona, and yeah. So there I am, I'm typing messages to them saying, guys, I just woke up. But this is what I need to let you know, and I'm sorry, Gilzo Shagamasa, but yeah, this is what's currently going on, you know. And from all ends, really, it was, well, let's research. Let's research and let's see what's the best way, you know. And I guess my part also, it was to understand as much as I could so that when I give feedback, we are able to have progressive conversations about what is really happening and how do we go about certain things. And I was so grateful for that, Nyeko, because see, the reception was not ra tlhaba megoshi, and then we start crying, and then, you know, it was pretty much constructive. So that's how I felt about things.
Wow. Yeah, it's been a journey.
It has.
A lot of things has happened in between. In a period of what, 12 months?
So now we could say if it was then November, then this 2023 November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So we're talking at least 20 months. 20.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going my 20 months now.
Okay. And then where are we now?
So where we moved from there, right? To get to where we are now. E ba gore ke letela go bona the oncologist. And then ge ke bona the oncologist, my God, he ke fitla, woke up very early, 6:30, up 7 o'clock, 6:45 actually. I'm thinking, ka taba e kaka, I need to be there, number one. It is chock-a-block. It is so packed. I probably counted more than 20 people. And I'm talking it's still 7 in the morning.
That's in Zanin.
That's in Polokwane. My
Okay.
oncologist is in Polokwane. A young, vibrant guy with great energy, and really has passion for his patients. Strict, very strict, but yeah. So I get there and I'm thinking, because when this is happening, you are thinking because you don't know much about Bulwejibo. And it's packed. It's more packed than just at a GP's place. Ke 7. I think I was number 17 or something in queue, to see the doctor. I was just not so sure if I was 17 yet a new patient or any, but it was packed. So from 6:45, I'm there. I only got to see the doctor my 8 Boshego.
What?
I kid you not. I waited. And Otsibe now, I said I called my best friend's wife. So his name Kitapelo. So he drove from Joburg the night before so that we could go for first appointment tomorrow. So you probably ask why I didn't go with my parents. My mom naile conferencing ya basadi, right? And my dad was home but not so well.
Okay.
Yeah. So he came through and naile conference ya kereke ya basadi bomma e ntse ba ile gona. So he comes through raya gohle, and he probably thought abo mathuri tla be re fetša. And then he goes back to Joburg. It wasn't that. He had to leave actually. But le ena o bone gore go tletse go fihla kae. And on his way back ra bolela gore wa tsere keng ne e ra gore go ne le pholo mo. Clearly if batho ba kgona ho ema nako e ka. And I'm talking, people are from Venda, people are from Nebo, batho ba tswa Bochum, like people are from far. So you start thinking, batsogile nako mang? And this thing is real. There was just one young patient that I saw. So there were eyes as a young patient. I guess e be le now mara ka re ke ngwana o tlisitse ke eng, And I think that's a very important point I'm making, because I think for our age, because we are also told or you don't have to go for the mammogram up until age 18, like I think 40, I'm not so certain, or ke 45 or ke eng. So you really just don't even think someone who is 30, I was 32 years at the time, who's 32 would be affected by such a thing. So I waited, I saw the doctor. It was an awesome consultation. Yeah, Matoma, I know it sounds, it was I think I even said to my friends, God, it was like a speed dating session, but a speed dating session with someone who's got facts about you in front of you. So kwena ma ke a bona gore kwena ma, but kwena ma, okay, this thing ke all right chap, e re nna ko go tlhalosetse this is what's going on. And he took his time and understood why nnete fela ke tlo mmona at that time, because he takes his time with his patients. So he explained to me gore all right, ke kankere ke thaka, and then or the issue of sort, you know, and yours di golela well ka mo letsweleng, and then di affectile di ducts tja mmeleke, and then it's at stage 1 and it's growing at a 40% growth rate right at the time, and then it's estrogen and progesterone positive, so ke di hormones tje di fepang mo go tsona. So these are just hormones tje e leng gore rena basadi re na le tsona. Okay, and then ya ba gore bjale o nthalela way forward gore re tlo dira jwang from here. And he was like, I need you to go for more scans because le nna ke tshwanetse gore ke prescribe di-scans tse ke di nyakang, and then ke kgone go bona ke go nthišiše ka nnete gore e affectile go fitlha kae. So because you've got large breasts, ne go nne le an MRI scan e ke needang specifically with a something coil. And there are only two people that I know. It's either we are Cape Town or we are Joburg, you know. And I mean, during this consultation, he is calling people like Kenele patient Ashu 32 years and 8 months. So at that time, you were now labeled or you are 32 years and 8 months, you know. Ashu 32 years and 8 months, and ke bona 1 2 3 ke bona 1 2 3 re go le so e ka be le so ka mgo ke bonang ka gone. Okay, no thanks doc, next call. No, ke ne le patient ashe, how many doctors are you going to call?
And he's calling them right in front of you.
In front of me, you know. And I am really on some. This guy really goes the long. Like he's not saying after. He wants to deal with it right now. Great. Our fetša ya ba gore I think e be le labobedi or laboraro. He then says, great, ke kry-ile doctor mo available Joburg ka Mantaga e bane o kwa. Okay, no problem. So ke wa mmerekong, ke wa mmerekong, then in fact I think I stayed over because there was lenyalo la my niece. I stayed, and then ka dulela lenyalo la my niece. We still didn't say anything much to the family. So it was from my mom's side of the family. So we hadn't said much to anyone really, you know, because we really also just needed to get the whole point, what is really happening right now. Mantaga, I think Buma ba buile conferencing Sontaga eo, Mantaga ke rena ba le out Joburg. We pick up my dad's cousin, my uncle, Konela, and he drives us, and we get there. You know, but I mean, people are there for different reasons.
Okay.
You know, it basically just for cancer. I eventually attender. For just the scan. Then the doctor then says to me, young lady as well, Sentin radiology. So the doctor then says to me, you know what? I dire a sauna and re dire le mammogram, ne? Because I really just want to make sure we're doing a thorough job. I was like, okay, no problem. Retona, I think re ka the mammogram, really. So mammogram it's like an imaging tool, ne? Wa and then ba tsentšha letswele mo a ke tse re tla re ke di-camera goba ke eng, so like dia scanner sort of, and then ba le pinyeletša, and then ba leka ba pinyeletša le ka mo masaeteng, so ba kry a full like image of what's happening ka letswele. Okay, no problem. And then ra ro fetša with the mammogram ya ba the sonar. Re ya to the sonogram, it's just the normal sonograms that you guys would know, jelly, and then they have their tools, and then they're searching. So the breast that was affected ke letswele la kam left. Ne? And then she says, I need to check letswele la kam right because there's something here, you know? And I'm like, what is this now? You know? So I check out, okay, you know what? Can you go do the biopsy? So I need to explain this, Nico. Biopsy is not like it's not painful, but it's not really the greatest thing to experience. We're like 14 or 16 centimeters. Ne? And You know, I totally like it sesenyane, so like but but of course they put local anesthetic o kile wa bona gore ke ska kwa botlhoko at the time. So but you just see nality it's and I think they probably went in about 16 times from Kamolu all the way to the breast, right? On the one side. And then again on this side. So when she's still checking, she says, "Ah, you know what? Whatever it is that I'm seeing here, I don't think it's cancerous, but I still need to make sure." And I remember her saying, "I'm so sorry, darling. I'm so OCD about this." And I thought, how cute. How cute. How cute. And everywhere I keep going, they're like, "But you're so young. You're so young. You're so young." So eventually, then I start asking, like, are you guys seeing these cases as the common case?
Yeah.
So it happens to be that yes, but people are like a little bit older, 35, 38 kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. Ko boa gae, and I go back to work. Ge ke wela mmerekong now. One of the days I'm doing a roof inspection, heckily busy. It was hot. I think it was the 3rd of April. It was so hot. Ke emetse dipoelo tša bona, and di a boa. Then I forward them to my doctor as well. Wa fisha, and my breast starts bleeding. So I was wearing like a white camisole ke ntwanyana skipana sa go thiba so, and I think ka jersey yone eo ke sa push. And so because ke konopeditše mo ke bona a stain ya madi. And immediately then my doctor had given me his numbers. So ke romela my line manager snippet ke re legwa, this is what's happening with me now. Ke romela my doctor. This is the 3rd of April, right? Ke romela my doctor ke re, this is what I'm experiencing now, right? He says to me, "Come see me now." Ke re ke mmerekong, ke phalabora. He's like, "See me tomorrow." Okay, how serious is this now?
The doctor is in Zanin,
He's
right?
in Polokwane.
Okay.
My oncologist is in Polokwane. So, or come see me. Or come see me now. Ke phalabora re tla mpone go sasa, Sure, okay. Ke go chaisa ka ya ka paka se leng sa ka.
Polokwane.
And ke paka ke nagana gore no, ke pakela for like today, tomorrow, and then by Thursday I'm back. Ke di 4 April. Ke ya ke mmona ore right dipoelo tša gago šitše ke di kry-ile le wena o nrometse tšona. This is where we are at now.
So it was a coincidence or no mo founela o mmotša ka condition ya dipoelo di buile.
Not really. Be šitše di buile thokong like from the radiologist,
Okay.
ne ba ba romela automatically. I get.
Okay.
And then Lina ke mo rometse. Well, I guess you're saying so. I think the coincidence is that the breast was bleeding.
Yes.
You get what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
Ne? It is the reaction from where like ya letswele gore now le tswa madi. O kile wa bona. So, and then now I never thought of that. Gore nke le sa tswe madi ntse batla re etla ganye jwale na. But I think because dipoelo be ile gona di tsena, I'm sure he probably would have said come through now. So he says, all right, dipoelo di buile, and di re ke invasive ductal carcinoma. Yebe ke leka go e dira ko gore e ke nyoko tseba gore re ro dira lumpectomy or a mastectomy. Lumpectomy ke re ile gore ba ripa a portion ya letswele mo kankere e leng gona. I get. And then mastectomy ke re ile gore ba le tlosha ka moka ga lona. I get. Okay. So na leka go bona gore which is which, and then le ka ba le affected go fitlha kae. So a ba re ka mogodileng ka gona ne I would suggest go no re I can't remember if he said ke to my surgeon ke bolele le ena, or he had said to me let's go for a mastectomy. But yeah, already be ke feditse le pelo, or gore just remove the breast. Ka mogobe ke kwang botlhoko ka gona. it was so painful. And you go, like, I couldn't even fold my arms like this, man. It was just impossible, you know. Then he says to me, because you don't have children, nah, I need you to go see a fertility specialist, gynae. Fortunately, the gynae is in the same hospital, the surgeon. Nah. And then from seeing the gynae, ke nyaka gore o bone the surgeon who's going to tell us gore o tlo tla go operate neng. Ne? So he's making calls to all of these people, you know, the patient Dashu, 32 years and 8 months, you know? And then the facility, the gynae then says, Atle, ne? So I am now leaving. It's maybe about 3 kilos from point A to point B, you know. And you don't have much time. I'm with my dad. This time I'm in this session I went with my dad. And I'm this is what's happening. So we move from the oncologists, Raya Rabona, the fertility specialist, gynecologist, re ke re jwale. Nampile re fitlha le ena wa thoma gore o le monyane so, you know? Right? And okay. You know, it starts sounding like that. No, I mean, at the point, it honestly starts sounding like that. You know? Okay. But I get it. Everyone is commenting and they don't know each other. And these conversations are not happening in one place.
Okay.
But it is the common thoughts. It starts feeling like that. Because what did I do? You know? What did I do to be in this position? So he then says to me, okay, Tlhakibone, the results are stage 1, but I think cryopreservation. Ne? So cryopreservation, I'm telling you. So cryopreservation, because I can never ne, batla go ga mae, and then ba freeze. Gore mohlang ke tla ke nyaka go ba le bana, ne, then re tla shumisha mae ale up. Then he says to me, ish, but more estrogen and progesterone positive. And ge e le gore e jwale, gape gore re dire this process, re tshwanetse re go pumpe ka estrogen gore re stimulate mae ale, ne, gore re kgone a goga. So I can't do that, you know. The most that I can do ke gore ke go thome ka ke injection e nngwe ba e bitsa Zoladex, ne. It tla thusha the ovaries to preserve the ovaries for some function, or mohlang ho seno ya chemo, ne, di ska ba so damaged. Mara ye ke tlo e dirang also go bona gore o ne le maya makaka. Oh, okay, fine, a dira. Hare mona gape o ne le maya mantši, 2.2 nanograms. Why didn't you ever use these eggs? And I'm like, I mean, I never thought of having a family at that time, you know, and so he's like, okay, no, it's fine. A re bone gore post chemo re tla be re shetse ka maya makakang, you know. But ke tlo thoma process now before we ya surgery, before we ya chemo, before there's any trauma to your body. Ke re, okay, no problem. A re theoga fase o kitima o no o e tšea injection o boya. O nyeko. Ke a tsamaya ke fihla injection ke mmaitao. E banna.
Yeah.
E banna. What? In medical aid to no patela. I'm like, what? You didn't say that. Imagine now, you got the traveling I'm doing back and forth, you know?
It's money.
It's money. It really is money. It's so taxing, you know? And that's on medical aid, right? So now I have to buy it cash. And they're like, aye rombo, tshwantse ro orderele yona, ne? Hey, okay. Ge ba re a ye go mo tshwantse re order ke re no tswelang pele go lokile. So ke kitimela mediclinic go tlhola gore bana ba ne le yona, ke kitimela go di-discam gore ke a kitima everywhere ke a e tlhola. No, now I'm with my dad.
Okay.
Ne, I'm with my dad. Ke ne le bo papa. And he ke boa, then ke bona my surgeon, right? He ke bona the surgeon. Then the surgeon, le yena o re, "How o le monyane so?"
Hey,
O kile wa bona?
question eo.
Okay, no problem. A ba re, no problem. The results ke di kry-ile, the scans and everything, it's fine. E re ke bone hore when I'll schedule you in for theater. Ne? And then my receptionist o tla go founela, right? And I was happy that I had a female surgeon, you know. And she was open. She was really open. Then maybe ke bo ma 4 o'clock now, ne?
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon, I get a call from my surgeon's office, bare, "You're booked in for theater, kusasa." You know? And I'm thinking, kusasa? They're like, 12 o'clock, you want to hospital because you're theater at 3. And I'm like, that is so quick. I didn't prepare my mind for that. But I had made peace with letting go. You know, I had made peace with the mastectomy because of the pain that I was in. And it gave me comfort. And I think that also kind of impacted even the confidence levels going forward. Because I'm pretty sure you didn't know what is going, you couldn't tell
Nothing.
what is going on. But
Zero.
I am a disabled person, you know. But yeah. So in the morning, I went for a walk, I think a 3-kilometer walk. I came back. And I was just so worried hore ke mathomo ke ya theater. You know, what if, what if, what if? And I just wanted my blood flow, you know, heart rate to be sharp. Awa, ke nna ola with my parents, ra tsamaya. Before that, I looked for support shame on social media. Ne? I started looking at the hashtag, yeah, invasive ductal carcinoma, you know, C50.9, because that's the ICD-10 code. Ke code e ba e shumishang ge shetse o ene le breast cancer, C50.9. So ke lebella batho ba e leng gore ba sepetse leeto le pele. And you know, I think I didn't get much when I'd reach out to, you know, people of my age within more South Africa. You know, the response was very sour. But I guess le bona, they were going through leeto la bona. You know, it was very like cold, you know, and it's not like they know each other or they know that I'm trying to reach out to them, you know. But it's people that are posing as though they are, you know, they're helping. Let's share about this, reach out if you need. And because Nico, you can easily believe that you're going through this alone, ne? At this age, besides the fact that there is cancer, but at this age, you're probably just one of the few that are going through this alone. Then I got some friend of mine who's in the US, Raven. I reached out to her and I thought, hey, this is my last try. And how I respond, ne? And she responded so positively on some, don't you even worry, you know? Ke ngaka le yena, she's a doctor, and she was like, okay, Arbonne, let's share information. Nna ke mo stage, yena mo stage 4, and nna yaka basically ko do phela ka ditlhare. Oh yeah, like for the rest of my life, you know, it's not like e ka ba treated ya sepela or anything
It's like chronic.
that. Yeah, it's chronic on my side. So when at least the results are dipetere stage 1, that's good, you know, and you could still mitigate around this. So there are measures. What you just need to do, give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you know, we will do this together. So you're okay. Gape ke a se jare go sa- so ke tšhaba le go mo bombard because o kile wa bona. And I'm like, Ishwena, I'm going for surgery tomorrow, ne, and I don't know what to expect. And she says, no, don't worry. So she sends me her videos and she sends me pictures. She says to me, okay, because we are surgery go sasa, o tlo palela ko o šomiša letsogo la go la left. Ke tima fro o reka net dress le diaparo tša go konopetša, because that's the only thing that you're going to be able to do, you know, because o ka se kgone go apara you know, like something ye rola fase or eng, and then o nyakele distress ball for movement ya letsogo in case ntlhangwe ba ya to the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes ke ka mo like le gwafeng akere if ntlhangwe ge ba operator ba bona something more ba ela go, so it tla e affecta the nerves. So nnete fela it did. It's not like letsogo like le slow mara you wouldn't think really weaker than what it was before.
Okay.
You know. So she then tells me, you know, you need to do this, and she says, "Get to your kimoning." Before you kimone. Now, one thing that I know about this journey is that you have to look good throughout, ne? Because if you look sick, you will feel sick. You know. I was like, all right, no problem. She's like, no, don't worry. From here, a prosthetic breasts, and this is what I have now. It's like a silicone breast, right? She's like, but that we will see after, you know. I went for surgery. So now I've got all the confidence, you know, and the support and prayers. And yeah, so go to surgery, kajwa surgery. And then it was a successful surgery. So they then said to me, no, they removed 15 lymph nodes, ne? And 7 were affected. So the results after surgery, ne? I had asked gore ke kgopela le bone gore le jwang, ne? But I think maybe my doctor thought it would tlisha trauma to my mind. So after surgery, Nyeko, that's when things changed. They said because now they removed the lymph nodes and they were affected, those lymph nodes, ne? It's no longer stage 1. The lab, the pathology results really stage 3. Ne? Okay. So now I'm thinking, what exacerbated it from up stage 1 really February ke April.
It's only 2 months.
So stage 3, then more scans again. To the nuclear, I think it's a nuclear physician. Ne? Go bona gore I so fetse mo marapong or anywhere else on the body. Okay, cool. So ra tlhola re go gore there's nothing elsewhere. Okay, cool. After that, then ya ra gore ke lete go fola. And then yes. Go been discharged draka. My hospital stay was not the nicest hospital stay. I think it was just the worst hospital. Like, you know. Kaya to the nuclear physician, baraba bone selo, then go letela go fola. So while re be ke fola, ke emetse the stitches gore di be right. Then I came back to work.
Yes.
Right? And Palora was hot at the time.
Like always.
Because we have summer all year.
Yes.
So like milwaka wa bola, you know, because of now the heat, right? So le ge ke tlhapa also wa tsena metsi, so ya thoma ya bola, you know, the wound ya bola. Ke go bolla doctor-eng he ke ya go check a surgeon a re monna ka mogo ke maladi a mantši kudu, ne? E re ke go ishe to a wound clinic. I didn't even know there's something called a wound. Did you know what? I didn't even know.
Wound clinic.
I didn't even know that there was a wound clinic.
Okay.
So I went to a wound clinic. Shame, they treated the wounds, both sides, because I get the operation. The lump e ba e boneng ka mo, ne, e be le non-cancerous. Ne. So mara they had to remove it still. Okay. So it's my wound clinic, leto la ka re le ya mafelong le the nurses there. Then my oncologist then you're trying to see where the differences are.
No. No, not even. Not even. Not. Of course not. No. Machuene.
Curiosity.
No, of course not. No.
Oh God. You know, the thing is that you men,
I'm just thinking about all the big words you've been saying. Like, I want to try and Google them, but
yeah.
I'm thinking, okay. It's fine. I'm gonna have to watch this episode
What was
and
stuck? What was
pause.
the big word that got
All of
stuck?
them. It's fine. Let's proceed.
So when clinic can now, oh, I hope it's approachable to the next person. You
Of
know,
course.
it's not like ooh, difficult conversation.
No. No. No.
Kilo
No.
wa one.
No. No. No.
So when clinic leto la ka re le ya mafelong ko when clinic ya bane ke nako ya gore ba ile ko thoma the visits again to the oncologist. Ne, I went le bomma, right?
Okay.
So re ke ya le bomma go the oncologist now. He's like, right, take on, you know?
It's a he.
Yeah, it's a he. He's like, take on. And he's like, right. Operation dilo di sepetse botse a ke re. I'm like, no, everything is fine. He's like, yeah, ke kry-ile di-scan tse tša nuclear everything is fine. A sa nka e fetela felo, things are right, you know? Jwale ke nyaka gore re thome leeto le the second part of the journey, you know? Second part of the journey, o tlo ya chemo. Yeah. So I remembered that the gynae had mentioned chemo, but we hadn't discussed it yet with my oncologist. But also my friend Raven Nampujore, you most probably going to go through chemo, you know, but expect go ka ba so le so. And that's why she was like, hey, because chemo can make a person a little bit rough there, please start looking good right now. You know? It's like, okay. Chemo. So I tlhalosa re no it's ke di-cocktail tša di-drip sort of ke ge di tsena mo mmeleng di tama di searcha for di-cells tše di seng right and then di a bolaya. So he le di-cancer cells napa di hwelela re holofela gore di hwelela sa ruri akere. So I was like, okay. And he's like, o tlo tsamaya 12 cycles tša chemo. Ne, ke tlo go treat-a ka worst case scenario. So I need you to start preparing for that. O tlo tsamaya for 12 cycles tša chemo, and then after chemo, the first 4 di bogale, and then no 16 cycles. O tlo tsamaya 16 cycles. The first 4 di bogale, and then the remaining ne di a little bit lighter. So the first 4 tlo di tsamaya every 3 weeks, and then the remaining 12 o tlo tsamaya every week. Right? Okay. And then it's like, after that, o tlo tsamaya 25 sessions tša radiation. So radiation ke mahlasedi a mollo, like laser, ne, e ya e fisha mo ba tlošitšeng ona, you know, the cancer on. I was like, okay. So it's a little bit heavy to hear all of this. And then I ntlhalosetša the side effects. Tlo losa meriri, o tlo ba le di-issues tša neuropathy. Neuropathy ke ge e le gore there was a point be ke sa kgone go gata le go tshwara dipene nena tše di so ne kore o ka ba you know di-pins and needles ne, so gore ke tshware something tshwanetse gore kore ish ke ela he ke tsoga foro tshwanetse gore ke gate ke awa di-joint yeah, things like that. O tlo tlhatša, o tla losa weight, o tlo tšhologa, manala a tlo ba le black as well, le leme, and then I had read about issues tša cardiac arrest, so be ke tšhogetše yona kudu gore di ska tla di a nkhosetša secondary issues go tshwana le di-heart attack or something like that. And he's like, yeah, but you know, okay, cool, no problem. Then at the end of the session, he says, right, a re gane jwatše. And I'm like, no.
You are not prepared for that.
I'm like, I'm not. I said that, and I said, I'm not psychologically prepared. Gapa sa fole. O sa tšwa surgery motho a sa fole. A sa fole he ke eng? Tla ke bone. A hwetša e le gore the wound be se tšho e tswalela completely. So a re ke tla no qolela ka gore mmago ba gona, but re ntweng mo, you know. So we did that. Ra ema, I think mfile bekenyana tše pedi, and the wound ya tswalela jwale completely. Ya be gona, then ke ya chemo. Right. So during my surgery, they installed a chemo port. And it's like a press to start button of sorts. So that's usually because through things like chemo, o kry like di-veins di sa bonagale, and it's difficult for the nurses gore ba nyake a vein for drip so it's easier ge šetše o ine le is connected to your main, and then ba no tlhomela, and then e kgona go iša chemical mmeleng ka moka, ditlhare ka moka, mmele ka moka. So I did that. Ge nkare pain e nkare ke e kwele, ke pain ya ge ba tlhomela nalete e mong. Ke nalete e nngwe koto
Gape.
kudu. And I wasn't prepared,
Mm.
you know, because I just assumed ke nalete e the normal,
Mm.
ne? I don't know. I like shame my nurses.
Mm.
Like, yeah, no, I don't know. But they were trying, you know, to
Mm.
keep me calm. So before we had chemo, we are for the bloods. Every
Mm.
time we had chemo. So we are madi go bona gore the HB levels tja gore o ne le o lekanetse gore ka ya chemo na.
Mm.
Ne go ska ba le
Yeah.
anything else e ka go tlhagelang, correct? So I went there. I can't remember on the form in wala creatinine, HB level. I can't remember gore ke eng e nngwe, but it's all of those things.
Mm.
So I went for chemo. Ya mathomo e be le khibidu a ke tsebe leina la ona ke Daxtor what lin
Mm.
ne, but it's commonly known as the red devil,
Mm.
ne, but I'd want to call it like a red angel, you know, because yeah, thusha, you know. The side effects tja gona a di kgotlelele, right? It's a different story gona mo. Okay, I went for chemo first session. Then my friend had said to me, now I haven't made physical friends within the center because give to baba role,
Mm.
you know. Then my friend Raven then says to me, I need you to drink a lot, like you need to start drinking a lot of water because before we had chemo, le after go was so that o kgone gore o incheck speed mo mmeleng wa gago se ka no dula ka mo go, you know, o kgone gore e tswe and then through urine, you know. I was like, okay. She's like, o ska lebala o tšhentšhe le malakane every 2 days. And host no tsoga malakane a ye ntle because I get wa sweater. So the toxins tšela tša chemo di šala mo malakane re ska di bušetša beke jwale le jwale It's like, oh, okay. Gape ke admin. O e kwešiša.
Mpoje, o di laundry nngwe time and again.
Yo, ke admin. Okay. So following morning, I think that night, I went for a 3-kilometer walk. Ne? Came back and I was fine. In the morning, ba go fa dipilisi tša nausea ne? At the before o thoma chemo akere. In the morning, I took the pills tša nausea gore o ska tlhatša.
Mm.
Yo, you know, ke thomile ka go tlhatša pele.
Mantši ba o file?
It's so like it's real. It's real, you know. But I guess I ke tsebe gore di preventer to what extent we ke tlhaditše ge nke ke ska di tšea, you know.
Oh,
You
okay,
know.
okay, I see. Okay.
So ke nwa dipilisi tše and I'm drinking lots of water, you know, so you can hardly even eat. O kile wa bona wa tlhatša wa tšhologa at the same time. Just it's just not a great scene, you know. I remember there was one day you were dizzy. I was dizzy in bed. Ke lapile because be ke tlhatša, you know, and ke frogo. Ish, I'm just tired. O kile wa bona? And I just started vomiting. Like, you know, ke robetše in bed. I just started vomiting in bed. And I could feel, you know how you chologa, you could feel it ka speed so. And I was like, I can't even get out of bed, but I can't miss this bed right now. And I just rolled my body over ka wa fase, ka bula lebati, ko crawler to the bathroom, and it's just a scene going to bomma ba nkreya mo lebating, you know. And I
You are home,
think
you're in Polokwane.
I'm in Polokwane. Bomma ba nkreya mo lebating, and I think that was just heartbreaking for her.
I'm sure, eh?
You know, like, yo. So I then started researching because I don't want to like be mo dipilising tše dintšhi kudu, because ge ke lebelela ditori tša most other survivors ke dipilisi tša neuropathy, ke dipilisi tša tlhogo, ke dipilisi tša eng, ke dipilisi tša eng. I was like, no, am I gonna be doing this all the time? You know, how's my liver gonna function? You know, and how am I gonna function with, you know, every other day? Then I started researching before like nka bona a dietitian, gore how do I prevent these things? So I started researching what okay. dijo tse di so ba re ke di-pothy what nols di a thusha ka nausea di thusha ka eng. You need to take the antioxidants because go na le di-free radicals mo mmeleng. Di-free radicals ke di-cells tse di itaola di no ba gona mmeleng wa mang le mang, mara wena because now o compromised, you just need to o bone gore o di-countera jwang. Okay, cool. Then oketša mo, o fokotše mo. And the most common thing that I really did find, Nyeko, it's food. You know, food really does, like nutrition really plays a huge role in our bodies. And yes. So the script changed for me completely. So now go go tsoga ka di-green tea, sea moss, raw ginger, blueberries, ke dilo tse e leng gore di thibela nausea le go tlhaja. If I said I experienced nausea ever after, after then, during chemo, never. I'd be lying, you know.
Okay.
And it really helped, you know. And because you have like constipation a lot, you don't want to be drinking Budibrook Lux, lady castor oil, you know. So you need to find foods that are able to fiber and break down things and no ska kwa bohloko le go ya to the bathroom. Dilo tse di so. So things like budi chilies, garlic, onions, like all of that, you know. They were in my diet before, but maybe 3 times more big. It's like all my meals
There's
throughout the day.
chilies.
Not necessarily chilies, just all of these
Oh,
things.
okay,
You
I
know,
see.
like all my meals throughout the day. My diet now consists of that.
I see.
You know. And then halfway through chemo, I looked for a cancer recovery, like a nutritionalist, a recovery coach. Ne. I couldn't get one in South Africa. Ne. Again, got another lady who was in the US as well. And I subscribed to her and consulted more. And what I just figured is that because Bona, Katukolela, they have a lot of processed foods. Ne? And rena dilo tsa go tshwana le dinawa, mafela, le nyana tse di so ke dijo tse e leng gore di available for rena, right? So bona rena re ka ba le mafela, bona ba ba le di-sweet corns. O ikutlwa gore ke ra jwang? So the diet was really more around that. I figured that, or really that, but it was also the targeted exercises that I needed to do, ne, and how to prepare the foods as well, especially specifically for breast cancer, you know. So I don't know if there was like maybe a fancy thing or maybe because I was under stress, you know, but it really helped me a long way, you know. One of my best friends is a dietitian. She always says, "Problem ya gore o tseba kudu." Problem ya gore-
You know a lot.
She always says every time when we speak.
Mara o tseba kudu go kaone go phala go hloka tsebo.
Yes, and and the thing is, I've always said, get to consult more, and I get to consult more, like, one day, one tapisha,
Because o tseba
kudu, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, so that helped out a lot. It did help out a lot, Nico.
Look, listening to you, it's been a journey and it has not been easy.
Yeah.
I want us to do this.
Yes.
Let's talk to someone
Okay.
younger than you, your
Yeah.
age or older. Let's talk to a woman who's watching now.
Yeah.
Someone who just found out now.
Yeah.
Or I'm diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
Nka se šomiše mantšu a lawa a sekgowa.
A.
Magolo
A.
ya tongue twist to say.
A.
What do you, just briefly, what do you, please talk to the camera. This is your camera.
Oh, okay.
Talk to the camera. Tell this particular person who's watching now,
Yeah.
because of what you've been through and where you are now. These people are going through what you've been through or what you're going through now. Just encourage someone to say, listen, what do you have to say about that to them?
Yeah. I think fear has vacuum, right? Fear has vacuum, a lot of vacuum. And once you're diagnosed with breast cancer, o tla like a lot of fear. But this is a journey where we fight fear with faith, you know. And there is always someone out there who's been through this journey before you. Yes, of course, our journeys are different, right? Aditwan, and I've also learned that as well. But you do need a lot of love. You do need a lot of support. You need a lot of peace, and in that, you need to create boundaries or what works for you and really what does not work for you. You know, and trusting in God. Honestly, just giving your faith and your life, and just saying, "Mudimu, this is not my battle. I cannot do it alone." And I give myself to you, you know. And reaching out, Roberto, there is no, I don't know what you are overreacting. You know, I don't know you are overreacting because, as I said, my symptoms came through, fatigue fela, lamatom. And you are never young. You're not too young to go through this. And yes, we are there. There are survivors that are out there and that are willing to help where we can.
And you're one of them.
And I'm one of them.
That is good news.
And I'm one of them.
Machuene, tell me,
Yeah.
do you mind talking to someone in person if there's someone locally
Yeah.
who really wants to, they feel they're in a in a position what they're
Yeah.
going through?
Yeah.
Are you available for such people
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
call you or whatever
Yeah.
means of communication that you'd want so that they can talk to you about?
Yes. I
Okay.
am. I
If you
am.
do, which way? Is it through your number or social media? It's up
So
to you.
through my social media,
Okay.
I am very active on Instagram. I might not be posting every day, but I do get
Yes.
my DMs and all of that. And more Facebook. More Facebook, we can now match Sejeng. MACH Sejeng. And more Instagram, we can Machuene Sejeng.
Okay.
Yeah, I am available for that.
Okay. Great. If there's someone who really needs to talk to someone about this cancer thing, you're most welcome to talk to her on her social media platforms, the ones that she mentioned. So this is about the cancer things, guys.
No, that's a good thing that you say, because I bumped into some guy, Lela Banda Lele Firio. And he was like, I was so scared to approach him. And, I was now searching so he's like, I still with and I don't know. I felt offended because I just thought, how crazy. Sorry, excuse me. I
Look,
felt offended because I thought, how crazy is this thought?
well, yeah. Unfortunately, there are those type of men.
Ah,
Marofria is normal, must you
but
understand?
I mean, that's extreme, is it not? Like,
He was trying to be different, Mudim.
you
And
know, he was like,
unfortunately, hey, Lena, I was insensitive and I crossed the boundaries.
I was two ways about it. I felt like that's just crazy, but on the other side, I was really hurt.
At the
Like
men's conference, a problem,
at the
child.
men's
Nke tlileng ke bore shape le ga
and that's
botse.
a today ke Sontaga, so it could have been maybe Bulabedi or
Okay.
something.
What a disappointment. Emma, o tle men's conference wena. Wa tseba re ba bolela ka wena. She's talking about you, You must come to men's conference so we can shape you. Wa re jesha, o jesha team mtago.
Dude.
This guy. I'm so disappointed. But anyway, you know, I'm so glad o dumetse gore o tlo bolela le rena.
Really?
Yes, we celebrate you. And because of what you've been through,
Yeah.
na personally, I just feel that the Lord is going to use you to help other women.
Yeah.
And I believe He has opened your mind. You are so open-minded about it. Even when you talk about sensitive stuff, you try and make us comfortable
Yeah.
so that we can learn. And it's also important for men to learn about these things, because remember, we've got wives, sisters,
Yeah.
mothers, you name them, that we live with. Should someone go through what we are going through, so we need to understand the support they need
Yeah.
from us as
Yeah.
men. The society need to know these things.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
So I am so excited. I am happy that you came to share your story with us. And I still believe you're still going to come again.
Yeah.
Because what you've been through and your experience going forward from here, you're still going to come and share
Yeah.
from 2023
Yeah.
until today or 2033.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years now, and this is how my life has been. All right. So we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
You are
Was
amazing.
it heavy for you?
No, it was not heavy.
Really?
It was different.
Really? First time when I had to relay the story to Duchess Cole, I was so worried about it. I'm so sorry.
Who was worried about him?
I was worried about him.
About
right?
him?
Yeah, because I thought, I think this man is just taking in so much. Plus, because we did a shoot, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
he saw what it looks like.
Okay.
Right? And after this, he was like, the podcast, I was like, shame. I'm sure he's so overwhelmed with emotion. I don't know how to comfort him.
No, it's okay. We are fine. But now, before I close,
Mm.
I'm interested in knowing. Now, after all the surgery,
Yeah.
your body is changing.
Yes. Yes.
How was the transition?
Interesting, right?
Mm.
Because I was already prepared for it. And my self-confidence I saw fast because of that. Because I understood the journey, And another one, Nico, it's I really had my close friends by me, right? And
do you want to mention their names?
Well, I had Mesh Tapelo Mashamaite. I had Matlo Tinta, Elizabeth Kuviana. And I need to mention my we call each other Dinyaope. Ne? She's my cancer buddy, my breastie, Vivian, Mihloti Baloy. And the reason why we call each other Dinyaope because I get about 16 cycles chemo. So the 12 cycles my felelong, ne? Drip ya gona re ba sno tlhabela yona within 3 minutes o robetse like out. Flat. So we would see la batho bo re be ke ya chemo ntse ba sa nthoma ka yona mara ba bangwe ntse ba thomile ka yona. So I would always wonder why batho ba robala so like go ba re kore di go wa ke tseng like you're out. So we started we called each other Nyaope, re Nyaope. I had Mpho Dlamini, Manani Silapa, Tabo. I had so many friends, really, and I'm so sorry for those that I'm even forgetting.
Yeah, of course.
To mention, but that is my inner, my close inner circle.
Big ups to them. Big
yeah,
ups to them.
they carried. I mean, they carried the weight. I honestly. I mean, I had other friends, right? My friends that are there throughout, right? Like Shirling, Jenny, when I remember there was a friend of mine who traveled from Pumalanga because I only told her July, right? In fact, she was wishing me a happy birthday. And when I was so. And she drove like from Leidenberg immediately. And I was so scared. I was like, why are you here? I'm not dead, Yeah, and my everyday people that I lived with throughout my journey, Tshwane, Mokonyane, as well. So there've been a lot of people that open-minded, knowledgeable, and they really did carry this weight. Yeah. So my self-confidence, I saw Yefase. Funny enough, men still find it attractive. I don't know why, but anyway.
It's because we are men.
But anyway.
It's normal. I'll say it again. It's normal.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's also just adjusting. There is I have stepped into a new normal now.
Okay.
Billy, what I can actually say to you, Nico, is that I didn't understand my body, Billy. Now I understand it a little bit better.
So that's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't understand. And I'm glad that when the symptoms started, I could pick up that there is something, even though I didn't really understand my body to the core, but I could pick up that there is an abnormality. This is not normal. But now I start understanding my body more. Wow. Yeah.
Look, Machuene, if it was up to me, would sit here the whole day and
Yeah.
talk. You have a lot of story to share.
Yeah.
I think I should just cut this episode here.
Okay.
And then we'll arrange again.
Okay.
And then we'll come and sit and continue. Take it from here further.
Not a problem.
Because you have an amazing story to share.
Really? I hope I have more to tell you.
You will definitely.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Okay.
When we come next time, we'll talk about things we didn't talk about today.
I wonder what. Please send me the script so I can be prepared.
No, you'll find out. You've been prepared, miss. You don't have to prepare now. I believe in you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Palabra Podcast on Corner honors you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you, and we are saying Happy Women's Month.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yes, this is one way to celebrate women. You are representing them.
Eh.
Yeah, so you are one of, you know, wena or represent ba bang. And I believe you did well. You did justice. Our team.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. This is Palabra Podcast Corner. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sure, definitely sure, there's something you want to understand from Machuene. If you do, please also comment on the comment section. If you feel it's something you need to talk to her privately, she has shared her social media platforms. Go there, talk to her. Yeah, and please, with respect, let's do it right. And Kensile, Kensa Bamlangutile, I hang in Nakambe, ka episode dia ina la ilandzelaka. Inkomo.